So recently I came across a couple of old drawing notebooks from 9th and 10th grade, and I gave a look through both of them, and the 9th grade one being especially paid attention to because there's some iffy would be the least harsh word to use drawings in there, but that's not to say there aren't some half decent drawings in there, and there's some pretty, okay looking ones, but there's also some ones that definitely could use some improvement. And it was crazy to see just how much I have personally improved in my art abilities in the last few years. So yeah, today I'm going to be taking one drawing from a 9th grade drawing notebook, or really it's just a notebook, but I used it for drawing, and seeing if I can't improve it at all. So this is the drawing that I will be trying to improve, and while it does look, it looks half decent, there are some things that definitely could be fixed. The body gets really small and thin here at the back, and I'm not sure if that's just me attempting perspective and making it try and like angle it a certain way, or if that's just how I drew it, because the paper, I was using the paper tall ways and not long ways. But yeah, there's a few things that definitely could be fixed. The legs, the anatomy on the legs is also a little bit wonky, but yeah, I'm going to be trying to improve this guy, and hopefully it goes pretty well. This is probably the longest intro I've ever done, so let's just go ahead and get started. So when it came to doing this redraw, I tried to keep basically like you should with a redraw, I tried to keep most, if not all, of the original design choices that I made as a part of the fixed design. So yeah, I've got the three main horns, I guess, coming out of the back of the head. I've got those three main horns, and then a bunch of spikes coming out of the backs and from underneath them. And then one of the horn farthest from the camera has a little bit, has a little piece of it chipped off at the tip. And then on the face, he's got kind of like the dragon itself has like a thin snout, so I tried to keep that in there for the most part, and he's got a lot of teeth, so I made a bunch of teeth just going every which way and making it look super scraggly and blah, blah, blah. And he's got two horns on the top of his snout and a horn on the bottom, or a spike coming down out of his chin that I seem to have forgotten to add. So there we go, fixed it. And yeah, so he's got that. I made the horns coming out of the back of his head go a little bit farther over his eye, which I think it looks, kind of cool. And then the main thing that I wanted to fix with the dragon is the anatomy and how I made its muscles and its body look. And that was one of the main things I noticed in the first one, is a lot of the anatomy wouldn't actually work in real life. Like there was no chest muscle whatsoever that would allow the dragon to be able to flap its wings and stuff. So it would be a flightless dragon, but with massive wings. And a lot of the muscles on the arms were just not very defined, and the arms and legs were kind of bulky and wide, and so I made them look slimmer and blah blah blah. And so I think that makes it look a lot better. And overall, I'm very pleased with the overall design of the dragon, and I think it turned out pretty good. On the wings, the original dragon had its wings folded and whatnot, and I decided to make these wings stretched out so you could really get a sense of how big they were, because the folded wings on the original one were small. They look small because they were folded, and so I decided to make these, you know, spread out real tall so you could really get a sense of the scale. And he's got the double claws on the little joint on the wings, and then I made the back of the dragon's right wing. I made it look more like the back of a wing instead of the front, or the underside, I guess. Because that's not how it looked. I used to draw dragon wings both looking the same from both sides, but that's not really how it would work. So I fixed that, and then I made the dragon's ribs kind of showing underneath one of its arms, or underneath its arm face closest to the camera, and I drew a few detail lines along the side of its belly, and I made the tail do the little loop thingy thing that it did in the original drawing. So yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. So you guys can let me know what you think in the comments below, of course. And yeah, I really like it. So I hope you guys do too. And there's actually a little less than 2 minutes now to the time lapse, but yeah, you guys can skip ahead if you want, or just watch the rest of the drawing play out. So yeah, I really like this, and that's pretty much all I have to say for now. So I'll see you in the outro. Peace. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There's the finished dragon, the finished upgrade. I think it's definitely way better than the original. Not to say that the original was inherently bad, but it definitely needed some improvements, especially with the anatomy and everything. So with this one, I obviously improved the anatomy, made it have the little chest thing that dragons need to be able to like flap their wings and whatnot. Gave it more muscles and stuff, and then just added a few more details than the original one had. And overall, I'm very pleased with how this one went. So yeah, I really like it. And I think automatically it gets bonus points for being on unlined paper, because the original is on lined paper, and you know, that kind of messes with it a little bit. And I think this original one, this original book or whatever, was supposed to be a school like notebook anyway. And if you like flip through the pages, yeah, you can see I've got some notes in here from art class, of all places. But yeah, overall I'm very pleased with the finished upgrade design, and I hope you guys are too. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. So subscribe if you haven't, leave a like on the video if you like it, and dislike if you didn't, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.